Hey guys, Sean Terry here, flip2freedom.com. All right, tonight I had a conversation with my new sales guy, and he came from the Kirby world. So he's one of the top Kirby salesmen in all of Phoenix, selling literally 45 $2,800 vacuum cleaners every single month, literally in people's house, belly to belly, doing presentations. Now, here's the deal. So now he's learning how to close in real estate. We talked about the process of meeting the seller and going through the process, a logical process, to get to the actual closing question and the steps in between. I don't know if I can get it all done in this Instagram post, but the bottom line is that when you first initially meet the seller, we use what's called an iPad presentation. I call it the Custom Covert Intuitive Presentation, and it's in our course called Convert More Deals. Now, this is an iPad presentation I created that logically brings people through the process of building credibility, understanding the difference between what a property lists for and sells for, current days on market, current days it takes to sell a property, all the way down to the benefits of doing business with us. You get to pick your sale date. You get to have a guaranteed price to sell. And then we go into testimonials, and then we go into the frequently asked questions that most people ask. What's the difference between you and a realtor? Explains that in the presentation. Then it goes all the way through to defining where the comps are from and how we establish comps. We use Fannie Mae to anchor how we pull comps. And then we future pace them with showing them what's going to happen next. So we do all that, right? And we go through all that. And then it comes down to the actual close, right? And after we show them the comparable sales, and we show them the comps, and we show them the amount of repairs needed to get the property up to current market value, or current 2018 or 2019 value, then we can get down to the point where we can make a logical offer. We take the comps that we have that's already been verified and justified through the Fannie Mae comps of how they pull comps, all the way down to, so we have to get the seller to buy into the comps. Otherwise, there's going to be an argument of what they believe their comparable sales are versus you. So they're going to say, hey, the house down the street's going for $250,000, but you know it's 500 square foot bigger and it's fully remodeled and it's only listed and hasn't even sold yet. So you got to get them to understand how to come up with comps using the Fannie Mae definition of comparable property analysis, right? Taking 3 comps. And once you get them to buy in that, then you can actually then show them the comps. And now that they understand the comps, they understand the repairs needed. Now, how we get them to understand the repairs is by asking them what it would take, in their opinion, to get the property up to 2019 value. Now, most people I found, they say, well, it's going to be $10,000, $15,000, because no one sees their own junk, right? So they're going to say $10,000, $15,000. And then what we do is show them pictures of the before and after properties that we have done, right? And we fixed and flipped. So we show them before and afters of what it looks like. And then we ask the exact same question. So let me ask you a question. What do you think would take you, Mr. Sode, at this house up to looking like those pictures? Well, now it's a complete different perspective. Now, instead of 10 to 15,000, they're going to say, wow, it's going to be 30, 40, $50,000 to get it to up to that, what it's going to look like those in those pictures. So when you put all that together and you say, here, well, here's your comparable sales, right? And then now we're up to 30, 40, $50,000. Then we have to tie in profit, and then we have to tie in a risk factor. Well, holy cow, now we're down to an offer that comes out low. So now we're going to present the offer to the seller. Here comes the closing question. So we're going to say, present the offer. The offer is, $150,000. And then you say, let me ask you a question, Mr. Seller. Would you like to close on Friday, or would you like to close on Monday? And then you shut up. That's it. You don't say a word after that, right? Because whoever talks first loses. So you don't say a word after that. And what happens is a couple things are going to happen. All right, so after you ask the closing question, a couple things are going to happen, right? First thing that's going to happen is either A, they're going to go, well, let's close on Friday, or let's close on Monday, right? And then from that point, you assume the sale and you start writing up the contract and putting all the information down. That's the first thing that's going to happen. The second thing that's going to happen is they're going to go, well, it's an objection. I want to think about it. I want to have my friend look at it. I want to have my attorney look at it. I want to have my a realtor look at it. I got to talk to my wife about it. I got to talk to my brother about it. Whatever the case may be, they're going to come up with something. It's going to be essentially an objection, and then you can box that objection, right? You can box that objection, and now once you do that, and you're able to overcome that objection and try to get to the real price, right? Get to the real point of what their concern is. Then from that standpoint, there's going to be a gap. So what you're trying to do is get a reciprocal number out of them. So you gave them 150. Now you come back and they're going to say, hey, so where do you need to be to get the deal done today, right? What number, do you need to make this work for you? And they go, well, I need to be at 165. So now you get a $15,000 gap. That's too big of a gap to split down the middle. So then what we can do is have them justify their number of the 165. Say, hey, listen, I understand 165. I can appreciate that, but how are you coming up with that number? And again, another closing question. What happens is now they're going to have to justify their number. What we found is the majority of the time, they're going to say a comp down the street, their realtor friend told them something, whatever the case may be, but it's not a justifiable number. So now they can't do it. And then they say, listen, we're paying cash, we're closing quick. You don't have to pay any commissions or closing costs or fees. So what's the minimum cash you take? Maybe now they're coming down maybe to 160. Now you're $10,000 away. Now you can do, let's split it down the middle. Let's just break it down the middle, and we can call it 155. We can get that deal done today. We'll pay all closing costs. We'll pay commissions. We'll pay everything that's needed associated with the stuff, and you can walk away with $155,000 cash, and you get to pick out your move date. So the bottom line is, if you do something like that, you're able to get the contract, and pretty much every single deal works the same way. All right, so that's called the 9-step seller conversion sequence, and that is using the custom covert intuitive presentation. It's an iPad presentation we use, walks the seller through all these different steps, walks them through the questions, all closing. Everything is laid out. So from a sales perspective, you literally McDonaldize the entire offer process, and it allows your sales guys, allows you to convert more deals. So convert more deals. It's an amazing course. I've literally created to onboard my sales guys, and that's what we've been doing here for the past 2 weeks. Onboarding new sales guys, getting these guys out there to start crushing it, meeting people in the house, getting and overcoming the objections, and getting contracts signed. Boom.